the Icons of Real Estate podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from EXP's top-producing icon agents? If you are an ambitious EXP agent ready to skyrocket your business, this podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomas Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your EXP business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Icons of Real Estate podcast. With us today, we have Patty Herrera. She's a licensed real estate agent in North Carolina and Florida, and is currently the CEO and team leader of Patty Herrera Home Team, with, of course, Exp Realty. Patty has been in real estate for over 26 years and continues to be a top producer. HomeLight ranks Patty as one of the top 16% of agents for successfully selling homes, and as one of the top 1% of agents who sell homes for top dollar. So I'm getting ready here for a top dollar interview, and welcoming you now to the show, Patty.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
It's our pleasure, our pleasure. So Patty, usually we start here by getting to know you a bit better. So let's start with your real estate journey.
All right. Well, what a crazy long journey so far. Very blessed, very blessed. But yeah, I never wanted to do real estate. I actually, I was in college for psychology. My husband decided I'm going to take the real estate class, and I was 8 months pregnant and said, "Oh, I'm bored. Okay, I'll take it with you." And so I went ahead and took it with him, and we passed, and we got into real estate. I was always one of those, I was scared to do commission-based because all my life, my parents said, you need a certain amount of income, every month so you can plan ahead. So that was my mindset at the time. And, within the first 6 months, I did 1.4 million, which was fantastic for our market. And, my husband realized that I had the gift and he did not. So, I proceeded there, and it was definitely a different time. Our MLS was in a book instead of online. We didn't have the CRMs. We didn't have the training. It was just kind of jump in and sink or swim. So it's come definitely a long, long way.
Definitely. So your husband right now is not part of your team and is not in real estate?
Nope, he's not in real estate. He was like, well, I don't have that gift. He didn't do so well. And I just kind of exploded. And so I continued the journey, and he decided to do other things. So he's a licensed contractor. Yeah.
Okay. At least you have him to thank for bringing you to this world.
Yep. Everything is supposed to happen. Everything happens for a reason.
Exactly. So, and what was that reason that made you then join Exp Realty?
Okay, so I just joined EXP. It's been almost 2 years. I owned my own brokerage. So, of course, I went to other brokerages, small and large, and then I created my own and decided, I wanted to take the good and leave the bad and do my own thing. And so I did that from 2001 until almost, about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. I was very torn because I was making 100%. I was my own boss. I had my own building. I was already a top producer. And I'm like, going to give up $16,000 a year. That was my mindset. And I had no intentions of going to EXP. It was no, not interested. And when I came to Florida to get my Florida license, I met someone that was with EXP that just kind of, started talking to me, and she hooked me up with Veronica, and Veronica is the #1 agent at EXP now. She wasn't then, but she was still a top producer. And I loved her heart and her passion for helping. And I had felt for so long, I was in this journey alone. Nobody was helping me. The agents were, it's mine and I'm not sharing. And so it was very freeing and very heartfelt to hear, the people that are in, my upline and my partnerships to really have a heart to help. Hey, I'm going to grow, you're going to grow, we're going to help you grow. Let's, just, make your team explode. And I figured, I normally pay $1,200 a month for coaching, 16,000, and I'm getting free coaching. As well as I looked at, revenue share and, stock and just all of that. And I thought, I can make more than 16,000 back, which is more than 100%, and I've started changing my mindset, which is what really got me to come over to EXP. It's got wonderful training. It's got wonderful everything. And I felt like, okay, well, I've got this, but, there's always something new you can learn, whether it is to get on YouTube, whether it is TikTok, whether it is, growing a team, so many different ways of doing it. So that's kind of what EXP has kind of brought to the table for me and why I decided, I'm going to do this. And it was kind of against my husband's better judgment. He was not on board, but since then he is now on board. So yeah, interesting story.
Yeah, so you think this, let's call it a trend of this independent brokerage, like the one you owned, making a move to EXP. Do you think like it's just like the crystal clear move that every independent brokerage like your own should do?
It depends. It's a mindset thing. So many people look at things in different ways. And I feel if they really heard more than what some videos show about EXP, the 16,000 cap and this and that, because I don't want to say they all, a lot of agents look at, well, I can go to this company and be 100%. Or I can have my own company, get 100%, make my own decisions, my own branding, all of that. When in reality, if they really listen to the right person at EXP, they will know that, we're brokered by, but it is our own branding. It is our own show. We are calling our own shots. They're just making sure we're compliant. And then you can make 100%. You can make more than 100%. And there's, retirement plans basically is what I'm looking at. So if they gave the opportunity to listen to somebody that really knows, going from their own brokerage or 100% brokerage to EXP and what it has to offer, I think they would be sold and they would be so on board. I think sometimes people worry about recruiting when realistically, I don't recruit, I attract. When people see things that I'm doing, they ask me about it. And to me, that is not recruiting. That is answering a question. If somebody saw somebody at another brokerage and said, oh, I see you're doing really well, tell me about this brokerage. It is the same thing, except for we're actually getting paid from EXP to grow the company. So yeah, I do think everybody should join, but I think they need to, open up their mind to the opportunities and listening to the opportunities that it can provide for them.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And I can see, like, of course, a lot of EXP agents out there spreading the good word of EXP, maybe not all of them in the correct way, right? So it's if a potential agent like joining your team, it's like, say, I want to join your team, but I'm not convinced because I've heard this 5 other pitches, elevator pitch from other agents, and I was not convinced. Like, are we going to approach that conversation?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I feel like there's a lot of EXP agents that are concerned with, let me be your sponsor. Let me tell you about me. Let me tell you about what I have to offer, which is great, but I think there's a place for it. I think what needs to be addressed first is, what are you looking for? How are you looking to grow? And I think kind of relating to that person and finding out what their needs are, and then finding out if it is a good match, because, I'm a true believer, like EXP isn't for everyone. It's just not. You have to stay connected. You have to, kind of be a go-getter. You have to do some things for yourself. And I think the ones that survive in real estate do have that mindset. But there's so many people that are like new agents that are looking at EXP to do everything for them, and then when it doesn't happen because they have to do it, then, it doesn't seem like the right fit. But basically, I just kind of get to know them and what their needs are. And then I tell them what I do, because I feel like a regular sponsor that just tells them about EXP and what I actually do are two different things. So, I go over all of those things and the benefits there, and kind of go over the team and, what we've created and how we've grown, and just see if they're a good fit for our culture. Because I feel like every team is not meant for everyone either.
And can you tell from a call if it's a good fit for your team or not?
Normally I will request in person or on Zoom. So I can kind of, get to, Zoom is kind of like the next best thing of in person, right? And I can see them and I can talk to them and ask them some questions, and through the answers that I hear, because if there's somebody just looking for, leads, if they come to you for leads, they're going to leave you for leads. If somebody's only their first comment is, commission split. If they come to you for commission split, they're going to leave you for commission split. So I want to see, are you a good fit for my team based on, your growth, your mindset? Are you a team player, or are you in it for yourself? So those are some of the things I look at when it comes to hiring for our team.
Nice. How big is your team right now, Patty? So the audience can be aware.
I will be honest with you. So I do not want a huge team. I have been there. I had actually restructured last year, my team, and decided I wanted that family atmosphere and that, real true teamwork. We are there for each other. We have our huddles, we have our inspirations. So we have a true great culture. So for me, it's not about the amount of people. It is about the people that you do have. And so I think in North Carolina, which is, I've been there for the whole 26 years, and different team structures. And now feel like we have an awesome culture, and I'm very picky. Now it's not just bodies because, you're trying to show homes. It's about the culture, and we'll see if you are a good fit for that. So we have, like 5 there, and then we have a marketing manager, and we have a transaction coordinator and ISA. And then I have 2 people in Miami, which that just started and it's growing. And then I have 3 of us in Naples, Florida, and just came here to actually get going to grow that team. So the luxury of being at EXP, which I never really thought about as a, solo independent brokerage, is the growth opportunities outside of my state. And even though I'm licensed in Florida, you can have growth opportunities where you're not even licensed in those states. And you can still run a team. So, it's amazing.
Nice. I thought you were going to say like the luxury of working in luxury or something, because you mentioned like Naples and then luxury. I guess it was associated.
It's definitely a totally different market than North Carolina. I mean, the average price point in North Carolina, it probably went up a little bit, but it was like 145. So I'm sure it's up around 175 right now. I haven't checked recently. And here in Florida, it's like 450, 500,000 is the average. So totally different markets. So.
Exactly. But as you said, and we talked in the beginning, one has to adapt to either evolution or market factors. So I guess it's just one more factor for you to take into consideration.
Absolutely.
And yeah, Patty, you said one thing that brings out your genius is consistency well, everyone knows consistency is key, being that in real estate or in any business industry. But what people, they seem to a little struggle with is actually achieving that really nice consistency. So what is your recipe to reach your consistency level?
It's a big difference between when I started and the consistency and follow-up versus now the consistency and follow-up. I think before it was, I kept a notebook, right, of the leads and when I spoke with them, dates, times, who I spoke with. And then every day I went through that notebook of, who do I need to follow up with, things like that. And it was a daily mission goal, which is how I got a lot of my listings back then. Even if they told me no, I looked at no as in not right now. Yeah. So, I contacted them and they liked the follow-up. So I ended up usually getting the listing. Now I use not only the CRM to do, follow up and things like that, but the ones that are between now and 3 months, I keep also in my notebook written in front of me, because sometimes it can get lost in the database, and, I follow up with them. And now it's more about scheduling than it is just kind of like making sure they're hit every day. So now it's kind of more about time blocking and scheduling, like, okay, I need this much time every day to make contact with these people. And of course I have an ISA helping now. So, she is constantly touching base with them, calling them and texting them and things like that before I kind of go in. So it's nice to have that help with the database.
Exactly. That help that you didn't have 26 years ago, right?
Yeah. No, it was all me. Yeah, it was all me. So.
Yeah. And what type of understanding, because you seem to be very proud of your years of experience, what type of understanding this 26 years gave you to reach you where you are right now?
Well, the first year in real estate, I cried because I was I was in my own little world before that, and everything was nice. Everything was great. And I really had to get used to, and kind of get a backbone dealing with other agents, dealing with rejection, because there's a lot of rejection when you, are dealing with calling leads and, for sale by owners and expireds and withdrawals and all that good stuff. So I feel like mindset is everything. I'm really big on mindset. Mindset is everything. So that experience kind of helped me to kind of get a backbone and to realize I don't have to be nervous. Mindset is super important on things, because you can have the mindset of no is a rejection, or you can have the mindset of no means not right now, try back later. And I think it makes a big difference. So, also, knowing the contracts, knowing, what's happening in the market, just that knowledge is super important. I think a lot of agents don't even read the contract before they start filling it out. It's like a fill in the blank type thing. So really big on education, but having to balance education and money-making activities. And I think that's super important, especially for newer agents. I always tell the newer agents, you have to balance, because if you're doing education, learn, and 2 or 3 months later, you went broke and then you're out of the industry. So it's really, you have to know that balance. So yeah, I think the experience has really, brought a lot to the table on what to do, what not to do, and just, how to work with clients, how to accept rejection, how to, do a lot. And then how teams are not as easy as they sound like they are, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but you still have a few more years of experience to even improve that balance that you're talking about education and actually making things happen, because sometimes people, they forget one of them, they make things happen and they're not educating themselves because it's working, but then everyone around evolves except them. So
yeah, let me tell you what's super important is that a lot of agents think after 1 or 2 years or 10 or 20 or 30 that they know it all. And this industry is always changing, and technology is always changing. And you have to stay up to date or you're going to be left behind. So I do pride myself in, I'm doing TikTok, I'm doing, Instagram and Facebook and groups and, all the recent technology. I'm doing videos. You have to get out of your comfort zone and learn these new things and not be stuck in what you're used to doing for real estate. So I think that's super important as well.
Exactly. It's like the doctors. If you're a doctor, you always have to study the new scientific findings and the new process. I don't know if ever anyone compared a realtor to a doctor, but yeah, I just did it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Patty, you told me you have a new agent bootcamp.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, yeah. So what I did was when I was restructuring my team that I mentioned last year, is I had a live session with them, but also it was Zoom. So we're kind of in the same area, but I said, let's Zoom so I can record everything. Mm-hmm. So as I was training, and I thought this was just going to be beneficial for my team so that when a new person comes on board, they can watch the training and I'm not having to consistently after, one person comes in, have a whole new, training. So I recorded everything, how to do a CMA, how to do a buyer appointment, how to do a listing appointment, where to get leads, how to do social media, how to do Canva, the works. And then I realized, wow, I have this database of information that new agents can really, learn from. So, I put it out there and, because I also have a new agent group, and they were really liking, oh, wow. Yeah, absolutely. Because nobody trains this. I mean, the class doesn't teach you anything about real world real estate, right? And depending on what brokerage you go to, a lot of them don't either. So, and a lot of people don't have mentors and they don't have, a lot of things. So I said, yeah, I think this is something I'd like to do because I was thrown to the wolves, sink or swim, right? So yeah, started the new agent boot camp and, I meet with them live. I say live on Zoom because they're all in different areas, right? Mm-hmm. And tell them what's going to be happening and things like that. And then at their leisure, they watch the videos. And then on Fridays for an hour, we have a coaching session where I invite a couple other people that are successful and say, hey, what would you like to share that you wish you would have known when you were a new agent? And it's an awesome coaching session. It is my favorite part about the boot camp.
Nice. So did it start already?
Yeah. So we do it. I started one and it was so popular that we were like, okay, we waited a month and then we did another one. And now it's like almost every month we're doing it. And it's for a couple of weeks. And I think our next one starts on the 21st. So on Monday.
So next week. So this will be, the episode will not air out until then. But maybe you can tell how people can get in touch with you. They might want to get a bit of that agent bootcamp. Just let me know. Is it EXP focused or is it like all through real estate? Doesn't matter if it's EXP or not.
It does not matter if it's EXP or not. I don't think anything is mentioned about EXP at all. It's just, how do I do real estate? What are the things that I need to know and I need to learn to do real estate and be a great agent? Nice.
Perfect. And just so we get the whole information, is there any price attached to it?
Right now, there is not. It is free. Having said that, we are thinking about, because we're going to create some other classes. Our next class, I think, is going to be social media driven. With some social media experts. So we're going to be creating different classes and then yes, but it will be a small charge. And I feel like the reasoning behind that is we'll get 180 people sign up and then 18 show up. And I feel like if they have a little skin in the game, if they have a little interest in what they're doing, they are more serious. and they will learn a lot more, and they'll actually, participate more. So, it just depends on the class. Some are, really into it and participating and well, and then some of them are, you're like, are you listening? I can't even see you on the Zoom. So we do require that your camera be on, because the Zooms are only 1 hour on Friday, and then 15 minutes Monday and Wednesday. So I feel like they can at least be seen, so that, we can create a relationship. Because if you're just on the screen as a name, I don't know you.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So Patty, where do you go from here, and what are your goals? How is 2022 looking out for you?
Yeah, we've claimed this year. So my team and I have claimed 2022. So I'm super excited. Like, we just this year opened our team in Miami, and we are looking for new agents there. Naples, I am growing. And I'm looking for agents there. I'm going to be focusing on luxury listings here in Naples. Of course, my North Carolina, we're in Fayetteville, Fort Bragg area. We are growing there, and I've got an amazing team already set up and going there. So the next area, 2 areas I'm looking to grow in is in Texas. And then I have a possibility, I have a couple agents wanting me to expand into Georgia. So I'm kind of open with that. I don't want to do it too fast, because I want to do it correctly, but I am looking to just expand in certain areas. But we're also looking at doing more boot camps, not only for new agents, but also for any agent, so that they can know more about social media and, different things that I think can help them. I'm getting more onto TikTok, starting the YouTube videos. So I've already gotten some information, so I'm going to be doing that. So just more and more social media. I mean, that is where it is. Where there's eyeballs, you want to be seen. So that is our main focus this year, and just expanding those teams.
Nice. Looks like you're going to get the hang of it.
Absolutely. Super excited about it. I love technology when it's working, right? But yeah, so I love technology, and I love learning new things like that. So yeah, I'm actually having fun with TikTok. So hopefully I'll have just as much fun with YouTube. So
exactly. If you don't have fun, what's the use of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Patty, how can our audience reach you?
Yeah, so Patty Herrera Home Team. So we're on Instagram as Patty Herrera Home Team, Facebook as Patty Herrera Home Team. I also have a group if you're a new agent. It's a new real estate agent training. I've got my license. Now what? And then, TikTok, Patty Herrera Home Team. So pretty easy to find. Just look up Patty Herrera Home Team, and you will find me. I have my personal. So my Facebook is personal Facebook, but I use it for business too, because there's nothing that I say or do that, can't be out there. So, and that's just Patty Herrera, and it says Realtor, North Carolina and Florida. So you can find me in any of those places, message me, you can call me, 910-476-4267, text me, so many ways to reach me. Yep.
So many ways, just choose one.
You're right. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Exactly. Or try them all.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Patty. It was a pleasure. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed as much as I do. And
absolutely.
I hope you rock out your 2022.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me. And it was great speaking with you.
Thank you.